Hi, I'm Corey Coates and I'm from Fordyce, Arkansas, and last week I made my appetizer in my kitchen for my family. But today is Wednesday and that's one of my favorite days of the week because Wednesdays are the days that I cook for my church family. And I decided to make what I call a Philly down-home tater casserole. And the reason why I decided to make this dish as my side dish this week is because we are at church, and one of the most favorite things that people bring to a church potluck is a hash brown casserole. So I decided that I would give you my Philadelphia cream cheese twist on an old church favorite. So we're going to start out with a bag of potatoes O'Brien. It's the potatoes with onions and peppers. I like to do that. It just skips a step. It's something that I don't have to chop up. It all comes together in one package. I let them thaw out a little bit. I don't let them get completely thawed, but I let them thaw out a little bit so they're easier to work with. We're going to melt a stick of butter. We're going to use a can of cream of potato soup, a can of cream of onion soup, an 8-ounce block of Philadelphia cream cheese, a cup of milk, I don't know, a little garlic powder, not very much, just a tad, and one of my favorites, Cavender's all-purpose Greek seasoning. This is good in anything. And if you can't get this where you are, any kind of seasoned salt would be good, but Cavender's is really my favorite, and it's made here in Arkansas. And then we'll top it off with the Kraft 3 cheese with a touch of Philadelphia, my new favorite, already shredded cheese. So the first thing I'm going to do is and this is real butter, by the way. I feel like sometimes at home I'll use margarine or I'll use light margarine, but when I'm at church, this is our big Wednesday night feast every week, and so I like to use real butter. So I'm going to start that melting. And then I'm going to drop, I should have already had this open. I'm going to drop my cream cheese down into my mixer. I've left it out this morning while I was working. I got it nice and soft. Dump that into my mixer. Turn it on. Started getting good and mixed up. Then I'm going to add my cream of onion soup to that. I'm going to take a little bit of my milk and pour it in here and stir it up so that I can get most of the goodness out of the can. And first, now I'm going to add my cream of potato soup. Most traditional hash brown casseroles or potato casseroles that I've come across call for cream of chicken soup. But one of my best friends who comes and eats every Wednesday night is a vegetarian. And so I have adapted my recipe and the recipe that the ladies in the church use to where it doesn't use any meat. And nobody knows the difference. Let this get mixed up real good. I'm going to put just a dash of garlic in it, garlic powder, just because that's easy. And I like a little bit more of the Cavender's. I'm going to put a heaping teaspoon in it. Turn off my mixer and scrape down the sides. Once you put the cold milk in, the cream cheese isn't quite as soft as it was when you start. That looks good and incorporated, and so I'm going to get my skillet off the stove where I was melting my butter. I'll swish it around in there a little bit to go ahead and get it good and greased. You don't have to use a skillet. I just figure since I'm going to melt the butter, and I like to use a skillet anyway, you can use a 9x13 pan. While we're getting that butter good and mixed in, pour in the potatoes. I like to put about half of my shredded cheddar in first. Then I'll pour my soup and cream cheese mixture over the top. Spread it out. Then I'm going to put this in the oven and let it bake for about 30 minutes. It takes a little while for the potatoes to get done, and after about 30 minutes, when I take it, I'll open up the oven and I'll put the rest of the cheese on top so that the cheese doesn't get overdone, and then I'll cook it again until the cheese melts. And for whoever's calling, that's perfect timing. I'll go check my phone and I'll get back with y'all as soon as it comes out of the oven. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes, so I'm going to check on my casserole. Oh yeah. That looks yummy. So it's nice and bubbly and starting to get brown. So I'm going to add my top cheese. And now I'm going to put it back in the oven just until the cheese is melted. Probably only take about 5 minutes. So I took the casserole out about 5 minutes ago. I've been letting it sit so it would firm up a little bit. I let it sit for about 5 minutes. I just baked it in the oven until the cheese got good and melted. And I am going to serve it. I made a big cheesy mess. I'm going to serve it tonight when my church family gets here with hamburgers and vegetables with ranch dip. We're going to have the grocery store called me this morning with some fresh green beans and new potatoes. And so we'll have fresh green beans and new potatoes, and then we'll have a good buttery coffee cake for dessert.